Welcome to CLJ News, where your choice is the student voice. Covering a variety of topics here at CL Jones Middle School, including sports, activities, education, and much, much more. And now live from the newsroom, our CLJ News team.
Welcome to CLJ News. I'm David.
And I'm Connor. Today we are going to be covering multiple topics from our various team members, including a look at spring break traditions, the Olympics, the March weather forecast, the importance of physical education, and the return of X-Files.
We will then move on to additional stories, including the Summer Honors Program, traditions of St. Patrick's Day, Quiz Bowl, pet fashion, and a behind-the-scenes interview with a CLJ teacher, and look at the progress of our new high school. Now to Kelsey to discuss some spring break traditions around CLJ.
Thank you, David. I went around CL Jones Middle School to ask students and teachers what they like to do for spring break. The top five responses I got were going on vacation, spending time with friends and family, going outside, sleeping in, and spring cleaning. My favorite thing to do for spring break is going outside and hanging out with friends and family. This week, Minden is celebrating spring break during March 21st through March 25th. Go enjoy whatever you like to do during spring break. Back to you, Connor.
Thank you, Kelsa. Now to Jensen with a preview of this year's Olympics.
Thank you, Connor. Many athletes will compete in the 2016 Olympics. This year's Olympics will be held in Rio de Janeiro. They'll begin on Friday, August 5th and end on Sunday, August 21st. About 204 countries send more than 10,000 athletes to compete in 300 events. The most popular sport is track and field, followed by swimming and soccer. The leading sport voted for the Rio Olympics is gymnastics, followed by track and field, and then swimming. Zika, a mosquito-borne virus, has spread throughout the Americas, including Brazil. Brazil reported 3,500 cases of microcephaly around the same time the virus was identified. Rapid spreads of the virus has produced a threat to young Olympic athletes. For the next 6 months, the U.S. Olympic Committee will be monitoring the effects of the Zika virus. Officials are hopeful that the seasonal changes will reduce the spreading of the virus. NBC-owned television stations will air the Olympics 24 hours a day. There are many exciting events that will take place. I'm most excited to watch the USA beach volleyball team. What are you guys looking forward to, Connor and David?
I really enjoy watching gymnastics, Jensen. Thanks for the information. Now to Caitlin for our weekly weather forecast.
Thanks, David. And this week's weather. For Monday, mostly cloudy. The high will be 36, the low 19. For Tuesday, overcast and cold. High 37, low 18. Here's Wednesday. Clouds. High 38, low 19. Thursday, mostly sunny. High 38 and low 19. And finally, Friday, with the warmest day of the week. Mostly cloudy. High 42 and low 32. Back to you, Connor.
Looking forward to the warm weather, Caitlin. Now let's squeeze some exercise in with Jaden.
Thanks, Connor. You may think PE is not needed, but it is for many reasons. First, just to learn how to stay in shape. A study at the American Heart Association found that people now run a mile 90 seconds slower than 30 years ago. Some reasons why physical education is important because it builds muscular strength and flexibility. Fun fact about PE, classes in Michigan, they require 1 credit of PE and health to graduate. But PE is not just a time to get active, it is also a time to explore different sports a person can play. It is building and working on sportsmanship for people who don't like to work with other people. I recently spoke to a PE teacher at CL Jones Middle School, Donnie Miller. Miller believes that PE is an important part because many people need to be fit now than before. Miller wanted to take part in teaching PE because of the people that surrounded him while he was younger and thought he could do the same for younger kids. Doing PE has helped me become a better athlete in all of my sports. Going through K through 8, I have found out that PE teachers have all a way of doing things and they are all unique in the way they do it. As I am getting older, becoming a PE teacher would be a really fun experience. Back to you, David.
Thanks. Now let's hear from Jaden about the long-running show, The X-Files.
Thanks, David. In 1993 to 2002, a Fox TV show known as The X-Files aired. The X-Files was a TV show about 2 FBI agents, Dana Scully and Fox Mulder, who probe through cases involving phenomena that defy conventional explanations. or in other words, strange creatures and entities. Well, Agent Scully and Mulder are back to solve more mysteries in an all-new season where more supernatural things will happen that we all love. The X-Files started out as a TV show and was then made into a comic in 1996. The X-Files Season 1 ran for 9 issues, August 1997 to July 1998. The Topps editors were afraid that the X-Files people would want even more changes in the material. The digest consisted of 3 issues published at 5-month intervals beginning December 1995 through September 1996, each featuring separate titles: Bigfoot, Warm Heart, Dead to the World, and Scapegoats. Back to you, Connor.
Thanks, Jaden. Some great X-File info. This summer, many individuals are participating in the annual Summer Honors Program. It is held in Holdrege, Nebraska, and is available for high school students. This program is designed to help rural Nebraska high school students to study advanced topics and learn in a comfortable environment. It lasts for 2 weeks, and finalists will stay with the host family during the weekdays and go home on the weekend. During the weekdays, they will study their topics, and on some of the nights, all the participants in Summer Honors will get together and do fun and exciting activities so they can get to know one another better. Students wishing to attend were nominated by teachers. After that, the finalists were selected for their performance on their work or took samples in their portfolio work. Also, it takes numerous individuals to teach and help students learn at Summer Honors. The instructors who teach students were chosen to be in this come from all over the U.S. and from around the world. This is a great program that has been going on for many years and is a great opportunity for students to learn in a great environment all across the state. Now on to Johanna with a closer look at some St. Patrick's traditions.
Thank you, Connor. Shamrock, Saints, and Shelags. Shamrocks is a small 3-leaf herb. It appears on United Kingdom coats of arms with English rose, Scottish thistle. Irish flag has green and it stands for Catholic, orange stands for Protestants, white for wish to harmony. Leprechauns are fairies who work day and night mending shoes for other fairies. St. Patrick was born in Britain to a Roman family. His father served as a magistrate. His original name was Maewyn, and was taken to Ireland as a slave. After 6 years, he escaped France, where he studied priesthood. Sent to Ireland as a Christian missionary by Pope Calstein. Icunina Patricia means noble in Latin. Introduced Roman alphabet, Latin literature, and Christianized land. A familiar legend that he drove the snakes from Ireland by beating a drum. Back to you, David.
Great information, Johanna. 6th through 8th graders have been participating in an activity known as Quiz Bowl. It is one of their favorite activities, as well as one of mine. Students have been loving it because it's so entertaining. It also doesn't hurt that they get off for school for part of the day. Town's teams gather from all over to compete in this fun-filled activity. The principle of the game is to get more points than your opposing team. Participants have to buzz in after a question is asked before a timer runs out and hope they buzz in before the other team. They then have a set amount of time before they can't answer anymore. The other team then gets the same question and a timer. The same happens if one team gets a question wrong. If one team gets a question right, however, 5 points is put on the scoreboard and a bonus question is asked. If they get the bonus question right, another 10 points is put on the scoreboard. If they get it wrong, no one gets the point, and the question doesn't go to the other team. There are 12 toss-up questions, and whichever team has the most points at the end of the 12th question wins the round. There are 2 types of Quiz Bowl, the round robin and the double elimination. During a round robin, teams compete against every other team, sometimes twice if there are many teams, and the team at the end with the most wins or points, and if the 2 teams match in both of those categories, a bonus round is played to determine the first place winner. During a double elimination competition, a team plays multiple rounds in a bracket, and if a team gets beat twice, they're out. There is a winner's bracket. If a team loses one time, they go to the loser's bracket, and they get one more opportunity to win. The final team standing then wins. Now on to some funny fashion with Paige.
Thanks, David. Pets ranging from dogs to birds are starting to wear pet clothes. They sell stuff from hats to dresses. You need to be cautious to make sure that the animal feels comfortable in their outfit. Now they sell pup fashion magazines, so you know what's in style. You can go to the nearest pet store for your pet. As you take a look behind me, you could see just a few examples of the latest pet fashion trends. There are also lots of fashion shows held in New York City. You can also win quite a bit of prize money. Pet fashion shows can also encourage adopting through the shelter. Most pets in the show are from shelters. It's okay if you want to dress your pet up as long as it's not tight or restricting. A lot of people in the pet fashion show dress to match their pets. Some people choose to shave their pets in weird ways, like making them look like they have a mane. Some people also like to dye their pets different colors, although that probably isn't the best thing. It's okay to make your pet look nice and fashionable as long as you're positive that they feel comfortable.
And this is my cat, Izzy. Doesn't she look nice? Back to you, Connor and David.
What a fashionable little kitty. Thanks, Paige. Let's move on to more CLJ news with a behind-the-scenes interview with one of our teachers. Haley, who is this mystery person?
What are your homework assignments like?
Well, they change all the time. Ever since we got iPads, I'm constantly learning new things on how to implement assignments delivered to the kids. We're using a lot of different apps. Okay, right now I'm using a new one called Go Formative, which is really interesting, along with Google Classroom. I use Google Classroom pretty much every day. So we use our iPads, but we do have students that get to use their textbooks if they choose to.
How much homework do you assign during the week?
Well, as you know, I'm probably not a big homework person, but we did homework, probably more now than we ever have. But I'd say it's easier because of the way we deliver it and using the Go Formative and the iPads. So every other day they have homework, pretty much.
On average, about how many students are in your class at a time?
17.
How much time do you take grading your assignments?
Well, that depends on the assignment. Essay type questions, it'll take a little bit of time, but now with Google Classroom and the Google Docs, I have a lot of things that are automated, so I have a lot more free time. Now, you shouldn't say free time, I have more time to do other things. But I spend some time, especially on essay type questions. So, yeah, I bet I spend an hour a day, at least.
Thanks, Haley. Now let's check in with Lainey for our final story. She will give us some updates on the progress of our new high school.
Minden's new high school is progressing quickly. Despite the snowstorm that we had, the construction workers are still hard at work. A whole bunch of people are included in the building process. The construction foreman is Lambert Larson, and he works for Boyd Jones Construction. I took a moment to talk with Dr. Wheelock about the blueprint for the new school. Please take a look.
The end of March. So this area is our fine arts auditorium, band room and vocal rooms, and if you go over here, the next part of the precast walls that'll be going up is for the new gymnasium. If you go in here, by the end of the school year then, they're going to be moving to these areas, which will be brick walls that our masons will do, and those are the classroom spaces, and those are 2 stories high, so those are those areas. And then this blue stands for they're going to go into our fine arts area and our commons area, and our new gym to do all the roofing. So they want to have the roofing done on our fine arts auditorium, commons area, gym, all the classroom wings, and then they're going to bring in more precast wall panels to go up here. This would be 5th Street. So this whole area will be industrial technology, the central office space, and then also some additional high school classroom spaces. So those will be going in here. These green areas show for parking lots, where the parking lots will go. So this parking lot will be over kind of by the track area. This parking lot will be on 5th Street. And so they hope to have that all done so that when we start school year next year, they'll be able to work on everything that goes inside of the new high school.
The construction workers, the teachers and principals, and the community are all working together as a team to make the new school a possibility. A thank you goes out to the community for supporting the children of Minden Public Schools. The new school is going to be wonderful for the students and their families and the community. The old high school will be demolished, and the C.L. Jones Middle School playground will be built on part of the parking spaces. Eventually, they would like to bring the elementary school over and attach it to the middle school to have a preschool through 12th grade campus. But that is the long-time vision and goal. I also asked Dr. Wheelock what she is most excited about, and she said she is really excited for what it will provide for the students. It will be a better learning environment with better heating and cooling and advanced technology.
Thanks, Lainey. Some excellent updates. And that's today's news.
Thank you for tuning in to CLJ News,
where your choice is the student voice. Bye!